For some of us, it happens mostly during the day and night. Some only at night. Some when they drown in their own loneliness. We all think about a common issue. God. Who or what is God? Does it exist at all, or is it created by our own minds? Does God exist or gods? Where did it come from? Is there evil in it? Why did He create the world aside? Why did He create me at all? In this video, we try to decipher about God and answer these questions. Stay with us. What is the world? The images that we see in a vague and mysterious way since we were born. None of us know exactly how to live and what to do with this strange world, because it seems we have only one chance. In this channel, we seek to discover the secrets, hidden secrets that few people talk about in everyday life. Subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon. Philosophers say that God, meaning owner, is a supreme power that has no definable nature. It is necessary existent. That means it must exist. It does not depend on anything or an agent for its existence. Some religions or thoughts consider God to be multiple, or they believe in many gods. Each of them is responsible for a part of the world and they are doing their duties. Some people consider God to be dual, that is, they consider God to be the source of good and the source of evil in the world at the same time. But many religions, especially Abrahamic religions, believe that the origin of everything is one force and one thing. They believe that there is a God, a factor, and an existence that is ultimately the origin of this life and the world. In these religions, God is considered as the creator and initiator of the universe, an existence that is beyond the imaginations of creators and beyond our general definitions. Abrahamic religions believe in the same origin and believe that everything comes from the same source and returns to the same source. Some people go beyond this in the belief of mystic, the supreme being is God, which the Sufis called Haqq, a being that is not related to any of the attributes that exist in the world or in our minds. It means beyond all our beliefs and thoughts. Some others believe in pantheism. That is, they believe that the world and everything in it are the constituent of what we call God. Everything is God, and God is everything. A belief that Baruch Spinoza is considered to be its origin today, while in ancient time, Hindus, Sikhs, and Taoists also believe in it. They do not believe in an existence that is intelligent or that has the ability to make decisions and apply opinions. Rather, they consider God to be the same as nature and man, and they consider Him confined in this world and this physical world. Which opinion do you agree with? What do you think about God? Do you believe in many gods and origins? Do you know that everything is the result of the conflict between the two forces of good and evil? Or do you consider God to be the same as nature, gravity, time, and man? According to spiritual people, perhaps one of the biggest mistakes that most of these believers face is that they try to know God only with their mind. But basically, God is that which does not come to the mind. In fact, when we think of God, whatever comes to mind, it is definitely not God, and we went the wrong way. If something is made and processed in our mind, if it is analyzed in our brain, then it is an incomplete thing. If you do not believe, then we will check more seriously. It is enough to think that since when did God exist? And how long does it exist? Think about how it is possible for something to exist from the beginning and remain forever. Or how is it possible that the beginning is not defined for God? As we cannot even think properly about these questions, God is exactly of the same kind. Of the unlimited existence that cannot be imagined. So how did God come into being? This question is formed from the wrong assumption that we think that every being needs a cause. While it is more correct to say, we should know that every phenomenon needs a cause and a reason. Phenomenon means something that occurs, something that did not exist before and came into existence later. This is something that needs a reason to exist, while God is not a phenomenon. We cannot say that God himself has a creator, because every creature wants a creator, while God is not a creator. It is quite clear that if it is assumed that something existed from the beginning, then it does not need a creator. Someone may ask you that if the moisture of everything comes from water, where does the moisture of water itself come from? Or if the saltiness of everything comes from salt, where does the saltiness of the salt itself comes from? The answer to this question is in the room. Your room is illuminated during the day and the dark at night. This indicates that the lighting in the room is not its own, because sometimes it is bright and sometimes not. But what about the brightness of the light? The brightness of the light is from itself. In the same way, the humidity of water is of its own, and the salinity of salt is of its own. This is their inherent property. There is no water in the world that does not wet our hands, and no light that does not illuminate the room. So, in answer to the question of where the brightness of the light comes from, we immediately answer that it is from the light itself. Exactly for this reason, in response to the question of where God came from and how he came into being, we answer this way. God's existence is his essence and belongs to himself. It is not from anywhere else. Of course, according to what we said at the beginning of the video, these examples are only mental effort to understand God a little more. Otherwise, God does not come to mind at all, and all effort in this matter can be said to be in vain. In this video, we started knowing God from the most basic concepts. We entered philosophy and saw what the sages and philosophers of the past had said. We will go further in the next videos, so stay with us.